shall we we'll move on, if that's okay, and move this one on. Okay, so given the minor slowdown and the qualities you're seeing in the work at the moment, what are the key things that are must-have ambitions for the end of the unit from now?
We need to spend more time on the grammar areas. So usually we have 10 minutes at the start of each lesson working on grammar. So I'm thinking of splitting the lesson in half tomorrow, half an hour to grammar and half an hour.
And what grammar outcomes do you want to see in the explanatory writing?
Well, if you look at the planning,
Tell me, talk it through.
the first day we looked at nouns. Why do we look at nouns? Because there was an explanation text about an animal, so it links in.
And are they okay on that?
Yeah, we looked at proper nouns and collective nouns.
Sure.
And then on the Tuesday...
So rather than looking backwards, if we look forwards, what further grammar goals do you want them to hit by the end of the unit?
Well, I want them to include nouns and verbs.
Bring it all together.
And know they're included in it.
Yes.
Because I kind of have my questions in mind already. So, can you highlight adverbs? Can you highlight verbs? Can you highlight collective nouns? Because from the achievement team meeting, one of the actions was to transfer grammar from the grammar for writing into your planning for English.
Okay. So there's specific grammar output. These are explanatory texts, and explanation serves a purpose because it explains things to an audience. How are they going to get into that?
Sorry, can I ask that again?
Yeah, the purpose of an explanatory text is to convey information to the audience. I'm intrigued by the fact that you're using PowerPoint, which is innovative. How might they use their output to test the explanatory qualities of their text with each other?
Well, the audience for our explanation texts are another school. Because we've made links with Woderley.
Okay, so what's going to happen?
We're going to go down, we're going to share our explanation text. So what we could do is, at the start of the lesson, the children from Woderley could write down everything they know about how that animal adapts to its environment. And then at the end, what they've learnt.
Okay. So, once your kids get together with their kids, is there anything planned at the moment for exactly how that session is going to be managed?
No, not really, no.
Okay, so what possibilities are there for your kids to get the best out of that session? What would you want them possibly to be doing in that joint session with their
I'd like them to share, because the next stage, tomorrow, or after tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to review, after that, they're going to write their explanation text independently.
Right.
And they're going to create their own success criteria.
So
then...
Are they going to write their own text based on what they've already written?
No, what they've researched in science.
Right.
Because if you look here, they have a science task and they have different objectives. So a middle abilities objective is to compare and contrast how animals and plants adapt.
So they're moving away from this particular subject matter.
Yeah.
And they're applying those skills to a different...
In science, yeah.
In science, gotcha, sorry.
But in English lessons, but with a science focus.
Yes, fine. And so which are they taking to the other school?
They're independent ones.
They're independent ones, right?
Yeah.
I thought they might be taking those ones to another school.
No, they're independent ones.
Okay, and how are they going to present those independent ones in order to take them to another school? Is this written text? Is it PowerPoint? Is it something else?
It's going to be written text in their science books, because they've researched in the previous 2 science lessons how the animal adapts and the habitat the animal lives in. So now they're going to write their explanation text in their science book.
And that will show the paragraphs and the linkages, etc.
Yeah.
So how could they then share that when they go the other school to get some benefit from that experience?
Well, when we share it, it's going to be in a quite informal way. So I'll meet up with the teacher from Waverley or email the teacher from Waverley, and the hires will share with similar ability children, and they'll share their objectives and what they wanted to achieve.
And they've addressed the same questions in the two classes here and there?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, so we're not sure what their explanatory texts are about?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so your kids will be able to share their explanatory texts with the other children?
Yeah. I'm not really answering the question, am I?
It doesn't matter if you don't know at the moment.
I don't really know, to be
It's
honest.
time to do that. When is the meeting?
It's next week we're going down to share. So we've set up
Time
links
to arrange that. So
to share.
fine. So what do you need to know from the other teacher before that meeting takes place with the kids?
Her class's knowledge and understanding of explanation text,
Yeah.
and her outcomes and goals, what she wants to achieve.
Yeah. And what do you want to achieve for your kids from that meeting?
The main thing for me is for an audience. So when they're writing their explanation text, they're not just writing it for me. They're writing it for children of a similar age and a similar ability. So that kind of raises the game and raises the bar, because they know that they're going to take it out of St Johns and take it down to a different school.
Yeah.
So that's what my class are getting, really.
Yeah.
And they're sharing their work with other children, which is invaluable.
Yeah. So maybe there's some thinking around what that sharing will actually look like.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility, given that they've done that piece of work on explanatory texts on PowerPoint,
Yeah.
and this piece in written text, which has the greater advantage for sharing with an outside audience?
Well, it depends on how you want to share the work.
Okay.
I would say written text,
Fine.
because if you have a class of children sitting there watching one PowerPoint,
I agree.
but if you have children in a hall all sharing at the same time, no one's bored, everyone's engaged.
Okay. So, to confirm then, what are you going to do to find out from the Waverley?
Woberley. Just round the corner.
What are you going to do to find out from the Woverley teacher to set up some parameters for the task, and how do you need to prepare your kids for that meeting?
We need to, well, we've said we're going to share it in a large area, so we need to book out the hall. We need to come up with some outcomes. I need to find out what they know and what they don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
And just reinforce with my class when they're writing that they're writing for other children and not just me.
Fine. Okay. And how they're going to share that physically, what they need to do in that session.
Yeah, we could have a room for it. They could share it with a class from St Johns.
Okay.
So they have practice first.
Okay. Okay. So if I was now in the school, often these things don't get to a total resolution. I'd now say, when you found that out from your colleague teacher and decided how you're going to plan that in order to get them ready for that meeting, I'd really like to know what that's going to look like.
Okay.
Because I'm genuinely interested in it.